Today is August 18, 2020, Tuesday. I'll be talking about my mother behavior and her communication. Um, Me and my mother went to McDonald's. One of the reasons why me and my mother go to McDonald's is to wait for my sister to arrive from her bus from school. But she takes the public transportation bus. So me and my mom usually sit in McDonald's instead of going to the shelter to wait for my sister. So all of a sudden there was this gentleman, this young person who's around 14 to 15 years old. And all of a sudden, me and my mom had a conversation. And as soon as this person walked in and stand next to us, all of a sudden, my mother cuts herself from the from her communication, or you can say from her sentence. She cuts herself from speaking the rest of the sentence. She didn't finish. She didn't complete her sentence, or you could say finish her sentence. Either one, just to tell me just to make me acknowledge my my appearance. She just all of a sudden started saying that the person next to me has longer legs than me and I have shorter legs and I'm not tall, he's tall. That's what she said to me. And I'm saying to myself, what is this talk? What does this have to do with me? We was just having a conversation. I was having this important conversation about college because I received an email from one of the CUNY employees that I have to have an SAT score in order to get admitted to Queens College or any university. That's what he told me. So I was telling my mom about how am I supposed to admit myself to a college. That's what I was saying to her. And my mom seemed to not concentrate on what I'm talking about. She's concentrating on a complete stranger legs. She's she's trying to make me acknowledge that he's taller than me just to address my appearance. And I'm saying to myself, what does that have to do with that? In a way, just like my dreams that I had when I was in Kissimmee, Florida, living in Palm Hotel, I would have dreams about tall people, right, passing by. The AI seemed to learn that I'm insecure about my height due to my my feet size. I was size 16 and I'm around 5'11" to 6'2", and this gentleman that she's pointing to is around 6'4" to 6'3" and a half. So she's trying to make me uh, feel bad about my appearance because she seemed to keep dwelling on this person's legs. He's telling me that he has longer legs than me. So after that, that's pretty much. After that was done, she started talking about jobs. She's saying that she don't know about the jobs. Then she started talking to me about about my security. She said, "You never had a career before. You don't have any sec. You don't. I feel bad for you. You don't have any security whatsoever." I'm like, what? What are you talking about? She knows that I apply for a whole bunch of jobs. So why is she criticizing me? She's not supporting me as a human being, knowing that she knows that I put in for a whole bunch of jobs, a whole bunch of job applications everywhere, over and over, and I talk to people about getting a job, and I also go to one of the government assistant work programs to help me get a job because it's mandatory since I live in a shelter during October 2018. So why is my mother so fixated on pretty much making me look bad? She wants me. She's exposing me to my own self, so I can feel bad about myself. Why is she exposing myself to my mind so she can isolate me? Why is she doing this? But I learned that one of the reasons why this is happening is after I wrote online about my ideas to people on YouTube and also the community. So there's another time that she behaved this way. This was during the time I had my 2020 spring semester for college online, right? All of a sudden, my mom talks about security. She brings up about social security, but this was during a rainy day. So this was during what spring semester of 2020 ends in August 6, 2020. But the day my mom spoke about the whole Social Security was during late July 2020. She said she said that she has plenty of Social Security than me. She said she has she the way she said she has Social Security and I do not have any Social Security. Besides plenty, she didn't say plenty. Sorry about that. I said to myself, huh? She said, "You have no Social Security," and I feel bad. She said she feel. She said that that I'm stupid. I shouldn't. That she started attacking me, personally attacking me about Social Security because I told her that I'm trying to I told my mom that I'm trying to concentrate on my schoolwork, and I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to hear her talking about about jobs and that's why I said to her, I don't want to hear her talk about jobs. And I'm trying to do my public speaking assignment. This is pretty much nearly the same week, or near to the same week when my mom and my sister started behaving really irrational when I'm trying to concentrate on my college assignments. So she begins after I told her that I don't want to hear her response about jobs or I don't want to hear her talk because I'm trying to concentrate on doing my essay for my public speaking class. My mom personally attacks me. And that's when she started talking about Social Security. She said that I do she said that she doesn't have that she has Social Security and I don't have that. And then saying that she's getting old and I don't know what's gonna happen to you. I'm like, what? Then pretty much t- the next few weeks or a few weeks later that when I talked to her, my mom all of a sudden started talking about Social Security. She said to me that that I should be fine because once I graduate college, I should have enough income that can actually help me get a whole bunch of Social Security benefits after I retire. She said even though I haven't started work yet, and I could be starting work near to the time I'm 29 or 30 years old, I would have enough. That's what she said to me. She said I'll be working to I would have a good income. And I'm saying to myself, what the heck just happened? I remember a few weeks ago my mom was critis was rather than personally attacking me about Social Security and saying I'm not gonna have any job or she's saying I'm not gonna have any career. Then all of a sudden, a few weeks later, is where she's telling me that I'm gonna have a whole bunch of income and I'm gonna have a good career and not like her. She doesn't have a, a career where she can make enough money so she can build up her social security benefits. That's when I started see this is the AI. During the time during the time when my mom told me that I'm not gonna have a career, I'm not gonna have any social security benefits, it's when the same time I started writing online, right? About my ideas. I'm just and the only place I'm writing was on YouTube. I didn't log into no social anxiety community because I didn't really have much time for it. So there was another time that my mom behaved this way. It was when my mother and my sister and I was walking in Jamaica Avenue during summer of 2018. All of a sudden, my mother mentioned about social. She said, I thought you said social that the machine wouldn't give you a job because of social." I'm like, huh? What do you mean? She didn't reply back to me. She kept on walking as I kept telling her what do she mean by that. She said to me she said to me those exact words. I thought you said that machine wouldn't give you a job because of social. They're not being that the people are not social. And the only place that I recall saying this idea was to people on socialanxietysupport.com. I said the reason why I can't. It's difficult. It's difficult to I feel like I feel as if I'm getting a social barrier from people. It's difficult to be around them, and as if someone's preventing the people from engaging in a engaging in a conversation with me when it comes to being employed. I feel as if I'm not put in the social category, as if someone is preventing me from being placed in that social category. Like there's a selection. I told my mom, or rather than my mom, I didn't tell my mom. I told the people online that there's some sort of selection process going on here when it comes to a social category, like as if someone's managing the social interactions of people. Because regardless of how many times I put in for application or how many times I talk to people in the jobs, it seems like everybody has the same mentality about me and being about me not wanting to get no job. I'm talking about the employees in a job, like the people who's trying to the job interviewers. That's why I told the people online. So when I hear my mom speaking about this idea, I said, where did this idea originate from? How is this idea existing? And she seemed to not respond back. So it was a week later after my mom said this idea to me about I I thought she thought that I said she's that I said that the machines make people not social towards me to give me a job. So I questioned that to my mom. My mom said to me that she doesn't know what I'm talking about. She said that she never said nothing like that and she doesn't remember anything that she said. She said she doesn't remember anything that's said from her at that time. She said she never said nothing like that. She's thinking that I made it up. So I said to myself, what the heck? The mind that my mom had at that exact time wasn't coming from her own intentions. It was the supercomputers that's making her speak this way towards me. After noticing the truth about why I can't be employed, it's it's true. It's a fact. Regardless of how many times I put in for a job, I feel like I'm receiving a social barrier from the job. That's when I started learning because I came to live in New York City with my mom and my sister, and I learned that I put in for a whole bunch of jobs and I don't see any progress. I'm not making any progress putting in for jobs. And what's even more interesting is how when I was at volunteering at the Jewish Community Center, I had a volunteer telling me, acting as if she's so concerned about me being employed. She said if I put in for Indeed.com, she said, "Did you try?" She said to me, "Did you try Indeed?" I said I did. I said I put in for a whole bunch of jobs on Indeed. I put in for a whole bunch of office jobs. I said that what I did web developing, and also I was self-employed. That's what I told her. And since then, this lady taken an attitude towards me. I don't even know this lady. I never even had a conversation before with this lady. This is probably the first time I had a conversation with her, and she's so angry at the way I'm just there for such a long time. She's making me think that I'm the one who's keeping myself there. Everybody thinks that I'm placing myself in the same situation. So this was during the summer 2019, the end of summer 2019, knowing that my mom knows that I'm enrolled into LaGuardia Community College for fall 2019, and I'm 2 weeks into going to class. for my college, or you can say my course, attending my courses. All of a sudden, my mom talks about employment. She said to me that I'm in the same. She said she sees me in the same situation, and telling me that I'm putting myself in these situations. I'm saying to myself, how can I plan myself in a situation when I'm confused? There's no way that I plan myself. She's telling me that I'm the one who purposely keeping myself without a job in New York City. That I've planned to do that when I was in Florida. That's what she's implying. Because I never planned to be jobless when I came to here. I told my mom that I'm gonna put in for jobs, and she sees me put in for a whole bunch of jobs or stacks of applications online. I showed her all my emails, and I also submit my job application, or you can say get a copy of my job applications that I submitted online to the case manager. I have a whole bunch of copy, and that's proof. I told the case manager and my mom that I don't, no matter regardless of how many times I put in for a job, no one's calling. No one's calling me. They seem, well, they seem to not show any interest in wanting to hire me. I ever had one person who couldn't make out my response and got something else out of my response, as if someone's misleading this person from interpreting my idea about the job. She's telling me that I don't sound interested about the job. I wanted to I wanted to know what kind of job it was. That's all I asked her. And this person seemed to interpret another meaning rather than the intended meaning. And she said to call her back next time when I sound interested. And I'm saying to myself, why does this always happen? It's annoying that I'm going through this every day, man. Why is these people mine are so unhealthy? Why can't they interpret me correctly? What is going on? Since I started writing online, everybody started behaving this way towards me. This is ridiculous. Uh, I'm not in good health overall, my physical health, to be having this experience. I'm already suffering with gruesome pain on my left testicle for since 2014 of September, the second week of September, and no matter no matter how many doctors I go to, they couldn't understand why am I in pain. They said they don't see anything. And the first doctor that I saw in Tampa, Florida, noticed the pain, and after that, she said that there's nothing wrong with me. She said I should. The first time she said I should go to the emergency room because there's something wrong with the testicle. It shouldn't be swollen up that way. And since then, every doctor behaved this way towards me. They said that there's nothing wrong with my testicle, even though it's swollen and it's all bulged out. Now everybody's behaving weird towards me, as if someone changed up their perception immediately as soon as they see me. This is some ridiculous machine, or you could say quantum computer that I'm going through. This talking AI computer seemed to have a very effective method when it comes to isolating me and my health, and isolating me with having a career and income. This is not a way for a human being to be having this experience. That's why when I go on the community and I talk to people and I don't get no messages, it's surreal. Is this really happening to me? Why is everybody's why is everybody so programmed? Why they don't have their why I can't pick up a trace of their intention when I'm speaking to them? Why is it not responsive? That's why when I talk about biorhythm, I'm saying okay, the AI changed up their environment accordingly to how I perceive the way I talk about my information. I'm in big trouble here. This is ridiculous. So I'm trying to get back into my writing and also my thinking, and also I have to keep up with my math too. So there's a lot of things that I have to do before September of 2020, because I go back to school. I wouldn't be able to keep up with my content. It'll be difficult to keep up with my content. So this is it for this video.